Hi, Sagittarius. The readings are a little different this month. I'm doing something called the compass spread. So there will be 5 cards, and within each, those 5 cards will be placed in a section that will include your body, your mind, your heart, and your spirit, and then the center focus of the compass. This month for you is interesting, and like I feel for a very positive way, in a very positive way for some of you. You're going to see parts of yourself that you have only been seen by other people, and you've come to a point where, in a certain way, especially in your career, your professional life, where you're beginning to see the effect that you have, and you're beginning to acknowledge that effect for yourself and give those props, kudos, appreciation to yourself in a way that is really important. And if you're someone who struggles with that, it's really important that you have people around you that can celebrate you as much as you need to this month. And well, we'll just wait, we'll get the cards because I got a lot to say to you. In the body, if you're not feeling this way coming into the month, it's that you need to acknowledge that this 9 of Pentacles within yourself. Whether you're at a good place with your body or not, whether you're in good health or you're not, your body needs the love and attention it deserves. And for those of you who are in a place where you want to be and you are feeling healthy and strong, it's really important for you to use that energy, mind card, wisely. To not focus and get caught too much in how you look, but to add to how you feel, to be able to add to what it is that you're going for, wherever your mind is focusing, whatever that project is, whatever career. And it's a good time for you. It's no matter if you're in your dream career or your purpose in life, and if you're someone who that doesn't matter to you as much, no matter what you're doing, you're excelling. And something had to come undone. The word undone just keeps coming up, especially since right before I started the reading. Something through this process of, this is your heart card, of moving forward passionately, even fiercely. I don't feel like this is aggression. I feel ferocity. That's maybe what I'm going to call this. Your ferocity this month can be channeled really well in terms of whatever it is you're working on in your career. It's a great month for your career this month, and for work. And regardless if you're seeing the balance come out in money, yeah, you will. And I know that you always want it quicker, but this is Virgo season. There's work that needs to be done. Even, especially in taking those breaks. Spirit card. If you do not have it, I feel like maybe I talked to you about meditation. There's a certain someone that I always talk to about meditation. This is a card of this inner knowing. This is also a card of not being attached to what you're building. And the more that you can learn, and it's my favorite part so far in the Bhagavad Gita, is that to become unattached to the fruits of your labor. Like the labor is what you're doing, and there's an attachment there because it's a labor of love. And I know we talked about that months ago. And now it's being unattached to how those fruits fall, how they bear, and how they continue to give into the world, into your life, into whoever's life is around you. This is what gives you the dopeness that you are, that you have this ability to do that. When you do, it's just like extremely profound for anyone that's around you, anyone that shares space with you. And you might find that more people are acknowledging you for it, the more that you acknowledge yourself for it, which also in turn gives your body this very much, you might have a release for some of you. Your body might start feeling lighter. And I'm not saying it's not a weight thing, and it could be for some of you, but you're going to start feeling lighter by the end of this month. If you start to feel heavy throughout the course of the month, take notice and see how you can balance that, or notice what's making you heavy. Is it by not acting or not saying these things? Because you know what happens when you don't do that. It just comes out the back end and right around to your face, and then it's starting a fire that you didn't mean to start a fire, and it's because you just didn't let it out. Compass, let it out. Even if you have to say something to someone, or you're learning how to communicate in ways that are more uncomfortable, you can still come from a compassionate place. And sometimes you still need to use that bow and arrow. I mean, it is Virgo season, right? If there's anyone getting on your case this month, mind your business. You just mind your business. Like, tell people to take their opinions elsewhere this month. This is a very singular month for you. This is about you and your independence and who you are independently from everything else you do. This is very much about that. The next two cards out, which we'll get more into the extended. This is you walking away from everything that you realize was holding you back. And that's where the lightness comes in. By the end of the month, Virgo season did its job with you, and yeah, it's uncomfortable, but there's a certain amount of independence that you need, and there's a certain amount of focus that you need to shift, because all of the cards, like the Nine of Pentacles, and when you see the cards you'll understand more, but they're all looking in a certain direction except for one's facing you, and that's the one that is going to, which is the Spirit card of the High Priestess, which is about the fruits, is about holding structure, about sitting contently, knowing that whatever you set out there is starting to work its magic. So your focus doesn't need to be there. It needs to be on whatever you find that you extend your spirit. It is an extension of yourself into the world. So your work, your creation, your purpose, whatever, it's maybe a child, maybe a partnership, maybe something that you're working, co-creating with people. There's still this certain amount of independence that you're looking for and that you need to have. Because if it backfires, then this month can be very, very insecure and full of self-doubt for you. But that's just not the space that you're in right now. It's all about moving forward, because the next set of eclipses are only a few months away, and you know that big swooping change is right around the corner for you again. So another change that you're going to have to embrace and go with. Another round of expansion and letting go. So this is the Virgo season is literally preparing you for the rest of the year. So it's about getting your confidence in that focus, and what's the drive underneath it. That's what is really important for you to get clear on this month, and this sense of aloneness. So when you have the chance, take alone time. When you have the chance, or you may find yourself even just there and thinking about the things that I'm saying anyway, because if not, this month could feel like you're shooting yourself in the foot. If there is, and for some of you, it's about a structure that has been long implemented in your mind, and now you're breaking free from that. Could have been influenced by a mother figure, a strong female figure in your life, or whoever this Queen of Wands is for you, someone who exemplifies a strong sense of self. It doesn't mean that's who you are. So you're kind of even detaching possibly, or learning to see where those parts serve you and where those parts don't serve you, and you're thinking about it. And each step you take within yourself to move forward and focus on what is happening now, the more that what has happened in the past or what has shaped you, it becomes clear to you. And it becomes clear to you that either, yes, I'm going to keep this because I'm independently, I'm myself, and want this, or it's okay, like this has served me for this long and it's not going to work moving forward in what I'm going towards right now. And being aware of this now is really important before everything starts to get crazy as we enter the holiday season, or just the season of like even more change. It's very important for you to get grounded and clear with yourself this month. And you go through this. I know this is like maybe something I've said to you before, but this month it's different, and you'll notice that there's a different feeling this month for you. It's almost like a renewal. There's invigorating. and maybe I've even used that with you before, is this invigorating feeling that you go through here and there when you're finally like, okay, Leo season's done. Okay, I feel really great, positive, what's moving forward. I feel great. My body feels great. I'm ready to move, but where am I going? What is my focus? What's the driving force of this? What's in my heart? What's in all of this? And without. Whatever is within will drive you without. So if you do work with people, take time for yourself, like blatantly schedule time for yourself. Blatantly say no when you know you need time for yourself. And if you feel like there are people in your life who give you that space, cool, vibe with them. But I feel like for most part, there's going to be a sense of that space being needed and the people around you accepting it. You know, Sag? Very straightforward. We'll get more into the extended, which will be below. The link for that will be below. The link to work with me one-on-one is below. For payments and donations as well. And this Virgo season looks very promising. And there is a, certain amount of discipline to it. Or focus to it, we should say, right? It's just, you have so many ideas, and you have so many plans, and it's working out, that Virgo season can be like your best assistant right now to get really clear on what you're gonna need as the rest of this unfolds. So yes, it is about thinking about where you want to be by the time your season hits and what you need in order to make the most of it. So take it. All right. Second part is next. Hi, Sagittarius. So, you may have a lot to say, and it's coming from the heart, and you know that. And most of you are starting to feel really good at this point about how you're moving in your body, how you want to express yourself, how you want to put things out there. But your mind and your spirit, they're very, what's the word? I used focus a lot, and I think I use focus a lot with you guys, that word a lot. It's just it'll come to me. It's really important that keeping your mind in check or keeping your spiritual side in check, whichever one you lean towards most, and again, it's all the same, but whichever one you're more apt to thinking about, like whether it's mindfulness or being mindful of certain things, or if it's having a meditation, spiritual practice that gets you there, that's going to be equally beneficial in order to get your point across this month, and give it to those who need to hear it. There are some people who need to hear what you have to say, in terms of maybe you might have to put a couple people in their place, to be honest with you, and that's going to help you move on from things that you didn't even realize maybe you were holding on to about speaking up. So it's interesting because Sagittarius is, you guys are interesting the way you operate. If you're holding on to things, or if there's some type of something that's not being met in your life, a need or a goal or something, especially externally, you can tend to harbor stuff, and you can get, it's easy for jealousy and all these other things to become attached to you. And then they can come out in different ways. So for those of you who also maybe have had issues with substance abuse, or whether it's or abusive relationships in the past, it's really, really important for you now to be extremely assertive in what you want. Now, if you were the other way around and you were more of the person who did the abusing, and you're doing your best to change and recognize and notice, this is a great month for you to be very aware and practice the awareness that you have gained at this point. Either way, those are going, whichever way you sway on or stand on, those key things are going to take this month. This month is going to become, in the next, again, by your season, it will become one of the most important months if you decide to reflect. This is where you let it sink in. This is where you practice that awareness. This is where you take a look and take control where you have it. This is where you offer things to people who you know can handle it. Or offer things, if you have something to give to someone, do it. Be very generous with giving you what you have this month when you know it's coming from your heart. You may also be receiving and needing to listen to, well, first and foremost, to spirit, to God, the universe, whatever you call it, listening to that intuitive side of yourself. Or if there's someone in your life that you learn from. A lot of you, it's learning to not be too attached to what you have made happen. Because a lot of you are in like a position where you can make you can continue to grow these fruits. So now it's about exercising that plan and then becoming aware at the same time. Like, so there's two layers happening. And it's funny because normally, you're known as a sign who likes to have fun, who wants to be free. But when you actually feel connected to your work, it's like this really fun game for you. Even the very Virgo step-by-step things become this amazing part of the process. And again, that allows a lot to be shed this month, and to really get you in your own even more independent zone. For those of you who seek attention or seek that, you're not going to get it this month in the way that you may want it, or if you're holding on to it. You will get it if you don't care and you continuously choose to just keep going, keep doing what you need to do. But this is also about being very aware of when you need rest, when your mind needs rest, and when your whole entire being needs rest. Because even when you're letting things go, that needs to be processed. And this month, again, can really take you, whatever happens this month, whatever starts this month, it's the way you start, it's how you do it. It's going to prosper quickly throughout the next few months. There will be some things you might need to walk away from, and that could be whatever has held you back from allowing yourself to walk a more independent path, or be more independent minded, or offer different kind of certain things that you may not have said in the past. You're going to start saying them. And you've been very disciplined to this point. So a lot of people are in this month, it's going to be disciplined in a specific way. For you, this is just like that final that final home stretch of you may feel certain impulses to do certain things, but you now understand that that's not in your best interest right now. It's not best for you to act out of that, because you need to think about you before anyone else. If you have children, thinking about you will be thinking about them. You know what I'm saying? So this is very much you. And for those of you who have been struggling with what's been in your heart, it's so easy for you to be very passionate this month. But it's in a very steadfast way. It's more graceful than maybe you felt in a long time too. You might feel a sense of grace happen this month, by the end of the month, I'd say. I just feel there's so much in my heart right now, and I just for you Sages out there that understand that. I just love you so much. And there's still work to be done, but there's the sense of accomplishment within you and that you see in yourself by the end of this month, as long as you continue to be aware and put your focus there, but not hyper, but just, you know, that beautiful thing that you do that you know how to go in and out of very easily. And it's yours. All right, Sag? I'll see you next month. All information to work with me is below, and I love you.